And we are live. Welcome back to the Wanna Parlay Podcast. I'm Lantz Bell. Below me is ToneTheGoat. And to our left is the most recent main event winner, Bootz Cheeto, Jeremy Kanter, and a local guy that is constantly always tuning into the show. Old faithful, an absolute legend. He's been on once before, earlier back in February, around Super Bowl time. So, Jeremy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the show, as always. Yeah.
And Tone, you got any words before we hop into this interview?
No, it's dope to have a legend in our presence. You know what I'm saying? I definitely have some questions about that 2K, but we're going to get into it, you know.
Right on.
Yeah, so Jeremy, can you remind me, I know I'm supposed to know this because we've talked once before, but where are you from again? Where are you located?
I live in San Francisco. I've been here a while. I grew up moving around a lot, but I'm originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota sports fan. Grew up in Barcelona for a while, Barcelona sports fan, and then been in the Bay for many years. Yeah.
I remember that. So you're the soccer guy. I'm starting to put it back together. Yeah, that's awesome. So you're in the Bay Area. So do you think Golden State finishes it in Game 6, or are we seeing a Game 7?
Game 6 done. I'm surprised Houston pieced back together that like their Play-Doh sculpture of a playoff team is dried out. It's got to come back to dust. I think Golden State's out. What do you think?
I honestly thought the same thing. I thought it was going to be over in 5, Jeremy. I didn't think Houston was going to have the fight, but you know, the Van Vliet, Dylan Brooks, they all came out firing and they were hitting their shots, and it honestly was never even a game. I think Curry only played 23 minutes, so you know they're expecting to beat them definitely in the Bay. All right, so Jeremy, first question I got or I guess I've asked you a couple, but first real question I got for you. How'd you find Wanna?
So back in February, I don't know. How long has Wanna been around? Like to me, it was new in February, but
it's been around. We're coming up on a year.
Okay, all right. So about 4 or 5 months ago is when somebody was like, "Hey, if you join this, use my code," and then like join a Discord. So it was kind of like I don't know what this format was. It was not it did not read the same way at first, but after like one day or two, all of a sudden I was like, "This is incredible!" The comment section, and so I just like been on it religiously since then.
Dude, that's awesome. I was just about to add, that's my next question. I was going to say, what's your favorite feature that Wanna gives you that other platforms don't? Is it the chat? Is it having spreads and over-unders? Because I know you're in California and gambling's not legal.
Yeah.
Is it the player prop parlays? Is it the parlay rewards they offer you? What is it? Let me know.
Yo, the main event and then the chat and then just being able to have that community and like I sweat other people's slips than if I win. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of rooting for some people, but I'm really not. You know, like it's and then you just the shit talk is reasonable. It's not like it doesn't feel like a lot of like 14-year-olds on Reddit. You know, it's like it's reasonable shit talk. I like that.
100%. I mean, last night I definitely saw some 14-year-olds that are coming out of the den. That was insane. Damn. That was insane. That guy about to, tarnish his name and his bloodline with what he had going on. But we won't keep talking about that one. That one, I mean, I'm sorry, but that had me cracking up. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, we know you're crashing out on some wild shit. But Jeremy, have you, or let me call you Bootz Cheeto. Have you told anyone else about Wanna? Have you spread the good word?
Yeah, actually, my sister, she's sharp. She's into it. She got involved, threw down some parlays, but a lot of my friends are like straight bettors. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was like, yo, $2, throw down 50 of these in a week. That's just a good time. Like, it doesn't matter. Like the main event is like, just to stay in that shit talk. It's people like that. What's the risk? It's just a good time. Yeah.
No, 100%. And I've definitely had my time in my life where I was a straight bettor, and I thought I was actually going with analytics. And there's two types of gamblers. There's losers and there's liars. So that's the best part about Wanna is you can't dig yourself in too deep of a hole ever because it's just $2 to enter. It's $2 with a chance to win thousands.
Absolutely, yeah. And then like just you can see other people's scores. You're like, if you take losses sometimes, I don't know if you feel this way. Sometimes I'm like, I'm the only one not cashing out today. I'm the only one. And then you look at other people's slips and you're like, yo, this is keep it moving, you know?
Yeah, you're like, you know what? Maybe my day isn't so bad because you can go and see other people's and they're losing slips. So that's awesome. That's a great point. So last, Bootz Cheeto, you got to tell us what plays you got going tonight. I mean, if you're coming off a main event win, like you got to give us a winning play.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see what I just put in. I'm trying to find mine here. I was like, this is the one, you know, probably false confidence. I got in the top 10 one week just because I rewound one of the shows and I just tailed every single one of Tone's picks. I didn't get them all in there, but every single one that I tailed hit, and I got like 8th place or something. So
shout out.
So maybe don't tail mine. Maybe tail Tone. All right, I got Taiwan Walker over on strikeouts, over 3.5. I got Knicks spread. I got Cade Cunningham under points. I got spread Giants. I got Clippers money line. Chris Dunn over 6.5 points. I got Jokic under 12.5 boards. I got Chris Dunn again over 2.5 boards. I got tomorrow morning Getafe in La Liga to cover the spread. I got Warriors money line, Cavs money line.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. So you got some La Liga in there, and I mean you're hitting all sports. So you really think it's over for the Pistons?
I do. I don't want it to be, but I do think it's over for the Pistons. Yeah. I think the pendulum's got to swing at some point. These games though have been nothing but stress. You know, nothing but stress. Those games.
Oh, each game in the Knicks Pistons series has been cinema. Like all of them have just been great, and not only energy but just great play from both sides, both teams. And yeah, I mean they barely skated away with I think like a 2-point victory last game, and you had 4 for 16 from Brunson and 5 for 14 from Cat. Yeah. So you know, you can't bank on those guys to keep missing. So, you know, your logic might be, you know, that might be pretty good. I mean, earlier on in the show, we had, you know, Pistons going to 7 and Cade's over. So, you know, but,
all right.
You know,
yeah, you know, those are coin flips for me.
I'm loving the challenge. Lance, before we get the legend out of here, a few things, and I got one taken down because you already said it without knowing, but I was going to already ask you, for the listeners that are listening that want to turn their $2 into $2,000, or the ones that just need some tips on parlaying, you already gave one masterful tip, and I'll repeat it for the ones that didn't catch it, but he said, enter the $2 contest and just make 50 of those per week. I love the odds of that. I think that's a phenomenal way to spend $100. You enter the $2 contest, you give it 50 different swings, and you got a chance at 2,000. And even if you fall short and still make the leaderboard on a few of those, you could still make 2,000 combined. I mean, I think that's a crazy way. I'm going to try that one week. And do you have one more advice that you can give parlayers out here that you feel like that can help them?
I would say, don't just load up the favored goblin type things. That's not going to work. I mean, if you end up with a 27 slip and when you go under stolen bases and one of those gets a stolen base, you're going to hate yourself. So I've seen that strategy work, sure, but it's available. Go for it. Just see how that works for you. I don't think it's going to be the answer.
And your other answer is tune into the Wanna Parlay podcast and listen to the picks they give. So no.
Yeah, tail toe. Yeah, I mean, I've tailed Lance as well. DFS Dorian Finney-Smith. I tailed your picks on those. Worked out for me. I think on the same slip. So hey, be a fan of the podcast. Tail the picks. You know.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Lance has been sweeping things out there. One more thing, and we had a debate earlier. Bootz, I want to know your quick take on this. If you could build a team around any one player, what would you say? Would it be Luka or Ant?
Hey, Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels. So
That's hard as fuck. Oh, shit.
Yeah. I'm biased. Sorry to do that to you. I know it's Laker Nation out here a lot of the time. Hey, we showed you the door last night. I'm happy to see Ant not take a principal role in that. I'm even more happy to see Luka Doncic go home like that after last year. I gotta say Ant, but I'm biased.
No, hey, that's valid. And Ant actually was the popular vote. We had about like 5 guys on here, including myself, and we were going to war. It was really hard. Everyone's trying to keep their words in. Everyone's ready to go. And, it ended up the more people went in Ant's favor rather than Luka's. I think it's a little bit of victim of the moment and victim of, since they just won. But to each their own. We'll keep diving into that one. Well, I want to give you this opportunity, Jeremy, and we gave it to the people earlier on the show, but you're a legend of the podcast. You always tune in the chat. Give us a 2-man parlay. It can't be heavy favorites, of course, of like either player props or something. And we're going to give you a free $2 entry, just for show and face and giving this parlay. And then if you win, your account will be credited with $10 more.
All right. I'm going to go with. Does they have to be like closing lines where we're at right now, right?
Whatever is on your screen, whatever you see on Wanna, just give us like right now, or
All right, Jokic under 12.5 boards. Chris Dunn over 9.5 points and rebounds.
Tone's got it locked in.
What's the last one?
Chris Dunn over 9.5 points and boards.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it, Jeremy. We really appreciate you coming on. You're an absolute legend, and we'll have you on again soon when this 2-man cashes.
All right. Thanks so much for having me on. Thanks, guys. Have a good show.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right.
What an absolute legend. Love that guy. I knew I recognized him, and I didn't know. I didn't know enough, and I didn't want to get it wrong, so I just had to play the card of just being like, oh shit. All right, well, we don't really have anything on the agenda, Tone. That was kind of it.
Game starting in a minute too, less than an hour, I believe. Anyway, that's cool.
Yeah. So go Pistons. Or should we bring on Papa? Let's bring on Papa. He popped in the waiting room. Hey, Papa. Papa, I got a question for you.
Let's hear it.
If you had the choice between Anthony Edwards and Luka Doncic over the next 5 years, who you'd rather build your team around, who would you take?
Oh, it's not even a question. It's Luka. It's Luka. I mean, and is not under this microscope that Luka's under either. Like he has the game last night. Yeah, they won. But even if the Lakers won and Luka shot 5 for 19 and 0 for 7 from 3,
0 for 11.
0 for 11. You know how he would just get like shit on. You know what I mean? Like the media would be all over that. If LeBron did the same thing, he's a superstar in some rights, but he doesn't get these bad games where everyone's like, "Oh, what is this?" Like all these superstars are under a microscope, and it feels like he's not.
That's a valid. I don't hate that point. I kind of see where
really
you're coming
good
from.
At basketball,
because
don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
really good. I like Ant's a phenomenal player, but you put Luka on that team, and they probably win the championship.
100%. You put Luka on that team with that defense and how it's built around. I think they're championship favorites.
Like, look at Nickeil Alexander-Walker coming out and hitting, 2 or 3 big threes last night off the bench. Like, the Lakers had 4 points off the bench last night.
Hey, Naz Reid averaged 13 points per game this series off the bench, while the Lakers bench averaged, I think, probably less because of what happened last game. So probably about around 6 points per game off the bench, their entire bench. So
it's terrible.
It's unfortunate. Tone, go ahead. I know Tone's got a rebuttal. Give Papa some.
So, I hate the position of this debate. And I love the debate, but I hate to have to go against my own Luka. But just to shed a little light on his 15-point drop last night, I think more so we need to focus on things like 0 turnovers, 3 steals, and in the plus minus category, he was plus 12. I think that's a whole lot to say that a lot of people don't know how to calculate on paper. And then just with the Anthony Edwards debate straight up to Luka, I mean, if we're debating on both sides of the ball, I think it's an undeniable choice. If we're talking about offense only, then that's a good debate. But if we're talking about both sides of the fucking ball, I'm just gonna. I mean, I hate it, but Luka, goddamn it, what the fuck?
I understand.
And Lance called him a fucking cone earlier, and I was like, damn, that sounds fucking harsh, but that's not who he's fucking is out there. He's like a fucking parking cone out there. But yeah, that's my only thing, man.
I got a quick rebuttal.
Go ahead, Pop.
I mean, the stats you pointed out almost sounds more similar to Amen Thompson on the Rockets, like getting steals, no turnovers, over 10 points. That's what he did in Game 5 against the Warriors. And we're not talking about him like he's the face of the league. So it's like this microscope, like I said. I think Ant's good. And Ant's a great defender, but I saw him on Reeves when LeBron and Luka were both out there. He's not guarding the best player. McDaniels is doing that. Same as Shai. Like everyone likes to say Shai's defense is good, which it is good. But they're not guarding the number one option. I mean, he did guard LeBron sometimes in the series, but I don't know. When push comes to shove, like we gotta stop. Like Luka, this team that the Lakers assembled was just not right. If you put Ant on that team, they probably are in the play-in. You know what I mean?
Now, here I come. All right.
Here we come.
So, don't get me wrong. Anthony Edwards can absolutely hold his own on the defensive end, but I don't look at him like he's a defensive star. I don't look at him like a two-way, like, you look at a Kawhi Leonard or some of those guys. If I'm building a team, I know what Luka's strengths and I know his weaknesses. So I wouldn't put Luka Doncic on a team without a fucking big or a rim protector. That's the recipe for losing, because he does let people blow by. He's got active hands and he does like all the other stuff. He gets blown by like Swiss cheese. He's fucking Swiss cheese.
He's a bad defender. He is. He's a bad.
He has
defender.
good instincts and good hands, but he has no lateral quickness. He gets blown by. So if you build your team correctly and have defenders and wing guys that can switch, and you kind of rim protection and not just free. Anthony Edwards drove to the paint an ungodly amount and was just never contested. It was looked like free layup. Julius Randle, free layups. No one's even getting like a hand near the ball. Right now. So that's why. So that's where I'm just sitting here and I'm like, come on. Like, if I'm building a team, I'm not building it the way this Lakers team was built. And remember, we didn't make the trade to win the championship this year. The Mavericks did. They wanted to win the championship this year. Then obviously injuries happened. We didn't make it to win the championship this year. We made it so we can win the championship over the next 5 years when we reconstruct this roster after this offseason. And, hopefully Pelinka does.
Trade that gave us a push, but we rescinded it. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that one we really hope, because we had Mark Williams. I don't know who who knows what he would have done in playoff basketball. He's only played on the meaningless Hornets, not the shit on the Hornets, Pops. And we know Pops has family, his sisters.
I got ties to the Hornets. I'm a Laker fan, got a little ties, but I mean, Luka, you say it's on the defensive end where he needs a big, but when watching last year in the Mavericks, having two big men on offense too, is he throws so many lobs and he can't do it. He's tried this series and no one could catch him. Like, he needs a big man for two reasons. It's not one way. Like, he's such a good passer on the pick and roll. He's so good at the pick and roll, but we can't use him right because we have Dorian Finney-Smith playing center.
Who's their kid, Dorian?
Oh my God!
I love Dorian. Dorian should not be playing center, though.
Dude, Tone in the first 10 minutes of our show today, just ripping Dorian Finney-Smith. Just says, "Who the fuck names their kid Dorian?" I was so weak.
He's got a point.
But look, this is what I'll say. This is my last rebuttal with the Ant and Luka. I think if we could see tomorrow, and tomorrow we was to grow gray hairs, and we were having this debate, I think it would be no debate. I think how their career is gonna age. I just think Ant is gonna be an NBA's favorite. I don't think the NBA like Luka as much as they like Ant, and I think that's gonna help him out more in his career. I think Luka is not one of the favorites for some fucking reason, but. He's not one of the, I don't know how that goes, but
no, I agree. It's like Jokic. He's not one of the favorites, but he should be. Yeah, I get that.
But I think Ant is gonna have a very aged and well career, because I fear if Ant gets like some big dogs, like him playing with that team right now is dope, but I can swap out Randall and Gobert for a ton of people, and that team would be a trillion times better. So for him to be able to play with a team like that and take them with their, I think
last
it's
game, Gobert 27 and 24. Fucking only Patrick Ewing puts up those numbers. Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, he looked unbelievable. It's the only game in Gobert's Minnesota career that he looked worth $200 million.
DiVincenzo's a big time player too. He had some big shots. I mean, you could always min max. There's always a way to make a team better.
Yeah,
but that team is built pretty well right.
And they're built. That roster beat the shit out of our roster.
They did.
It is unfortunate.
I could be wrong. Maybe Ant's better, but I mean, Luka made it to the finals. We're looking at this season. Luka
he beat Ant to go to the finals, and I get this
Luka
year.
was hurt early this season. New team, not a great roster built. I don't know. I think another name you could throw in there, like Lantz, will be a big fan. Cade Cunningham might be better.
I'm taking Cade over Ant, 100%.
He is so good. I don't think right now.
Over Ant, 100%.
I don't think right now, but in 2 years, we
now
might be having a discussion who's better.
Right now.
Cade Cunningham over Ant is diabolical.
In the next 5 years, we'll see what pans out, though,
Right now.
Maybe
you put
right
Anthony
now.
Edwards on that Pistons team, they're swept. They're swept by the Knicks.
That team's not great.
We're going to get Lonnie.
Tobias Harris has
we're gonna
somehow remade his whole career there, though. No one talks about that.
Tobias is actually playing pretty well.
He's kind of balling.
But Cade's taking the pressure off. That game 2, they were the biggest piece of dog shit, and Cade just willed them.
I was a hater last year. This whole year, Cade changed my opinion on him.
Cade's right now. He's legit.
But if he wins tonight,
it goes past in this series, I swear to God, Cade, my receipts are so early. It's
if the Rockets get a big name like KD, they're gonna the West is gonna be stacked next year again.
Title favorite. If Kevin Durant goes to the Rockets and they don't have to completely blow shit up, because the Suns have no picks, they want the overhaul and picks.
Well, yeah, I mean the Rockets just have an abundance of young shooting guards,
and they traded Harden. When they traded Harden, they got picks back. So they have more assets than people think. All right, well, this show is supposed to be. I don't even think this part was supposed to be in it, but we're here. We did it.
Good
banter, and we'll be back when we have Lonnie Lyle to referee the debates. Especially because I knew Tone was not very happy that I'm saying Cade Cunningham over Ant right now. Right? All right. Well, this was a makeshift version of the Wanna Parlay podcast. Home of everything Wanna Parlay, the proud father of the $2 parlay, and the world's richest parlay, where every day people are turning $2 into $2,000. Today was a great show. Thanks for Bootz Cheeto and Papa for joining us for quick interviews, quick banter. And we'll be back for sure Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, celebrating more Wanna winners, updating you on the latest Wanna leaderboards, and talking about all things sports. But there might be a surprise Saturday show, so make sure you hit this like, comment, and subscribe just to support your boys. But hit that notification button so you know when we go live, so you can tune in. Any final thoughts?
Always a pleasure. I love the debates, and I love Wanna, so appreciate you guys.
Always, Papa.
All right, folks. Probably see you Saturday, but if not, see you Monday. See ya.